Welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we will train our first machine learning model. Then we are going to generate a TF-Lite file for it, which will be used inside an Android application. So let's begin. So the first step is importing the library. So I'm going to import TensorFlow because we will use it to train our model. Then we will import NumPy because I'm going to use it for creating our dataset. Then from TensorFlow, we will import Keras because we will generate our neural network model with the help of Keras. Then from TensorFlow, we will import Lite because with the help of Lite, we're gonna convert our model into a TF-Lite format. Now the next step is creating our dataset. As it's a very simple example, so I created a very simple dataset in which there are two variables. The first one is x, then the y. And the relationship between x and y is that each value of y is equal to 2x minus 1. So here y is the label and x is the feature. So here you can see that I created two array np.array and it contains values minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Similarly, y will contain other values. And relationship between x and y is that y is equal to 2x minus 1. So if the value of x is minus 1, then the value of y will be 2 into minus 1 minus 2 minus 1, which will be minus 3. So the value of y will be minus 3. Similarly, if x is equal to 0, the value of y will be minus 1. So you can clearly see that the pattern in our data. So the pattern in our data is y is equal to 2x minus 1. So we are going to train our machine learning model on the values of x and y, and we will see that whether our model will be able to extract that pattern or not. So that is our basic data set. X is the feature and y is the label, and we are going to train our model on this data set. Now the next step is creating our model. So I'm going to use Keras.sequential function, and it is quite useful library, Keras, because its syntax is quite similar to the actual structure of neural networks. In neural network, we have an input layer, then we have several hidden layers, then we have an output layer. Similarly, in this Keras function, we will have several hidden layers. Input and output layers are compulsory, so you don't need to specify them. So I'm going to use Keras.sequential here, and you will pass a list of hidden layers here, and you can create a hidden layer with the help of Keras.layers.dense. And here dense will create a hidden layer, and the dense layer is one in which each neuron is converted to the previous neuron. It's a fully connected layer, which means that each neuron of this layer is connected to each neuron of the previous layer. So I'm gonna use Keras.layer.dense function. Then we specified the number of neurons. So units is equal to 1 means that this hidden layer will contain only one neuron. Similarly, I use input shape is equal to 1, which means that the input shape of the previous or the output shape of previous layer is 1. So the output shape of previous layer is input shape for this layer. So the input shape for this layer will be 1 because we only have one feature x here. Similarly, I added a comma, then I specified a second layer, which is our second hidden layer. So Keras.layer.dense, and unit is equal to 1, which means that it also contains one neuron, and the input shape is also 1 because the output shape of previously hidden layer is also 1 because it also have only one neuron. So the input shape for this layer will also be 1. Now after creating our model, we need to compile our model, and here I specified two parameters. The first one is optimizer and the second one is loss function. Here loss function means that how much our predicted value differs from the actual value. As it's a supervised machine learning, so we have a label data. So after performing feed forwarding, we get a predicted result. Then we are going to compare this result with the actual result, and we will get a difference. So we want that the difference between predicted and actual result will be minimum. So we're gonna get this difference with the help of loss function. So we actually want to minimize this loss function. And here optimizer will help us to minimize the value of this loss function as it contains the difference between actual value and the predicted value. So after we compiled our model, the next step is performing training. So we will use model.fit function and we will pass our data set. So we firstly passed our features, which is x, then we pass our label, which is y, then we specified a parameter epoch is equal to 500, which means that we want to train model on this data set for 500 times. It means that For 500 times, feed forwarding and back propagation will be performed and our model will be trained. After training our model, we will test our model using model.predict function, and here we specified the value for which we want to test our model. As our model is training on one feature, so here I specified a single array with the value 10 that we want our model to return us the result for this value 10. So for this 10, result should be 2x minus 1, which is 2 into 10, 20 minus 1, 19. So the result should be nearby 19. So now let's run all the code here and check whether our model is accurate or not after training. So I'm gonna select all of them and press Ctrl plus Enter, and you will see that our model will be trained and we will get the result for this value 10. So the last print is the result for this value 10. So the result is 18.99, which is almost 19, and the actual result for 10 will be 2x minus 1, which will be 19. So our model is quite accurate as the difference between actual and predicted value is quite minimum. So our model training is completed, and for 500 epoch our model is trained, and you can see that for each epoch the value of loss function is printed here. So when I move to the first epoch, so for now I'm at 370, so when I go further down, as I can't go further down, and I move to 253, and here you can see that the value of loss function is 10 minus 7. But when we move to the last or the 500 epoch, you will see that the value of loss function is 10 minus 12. So here you can see that the value of loss function is quite minimum at the end, which means that with each epoch our value of loss function is minimized, which is our main goal, to minimize the difference between actual value and the predicted value. So now our model is trained and we tested our model. Now the next step is saving our model. So in order to save our model, we will firstly save it in a Keras format. So here I use tf.keras.model.saved model function. Then I specified the model we want to save. Then we specified the file name, which will be linear.h5. The saving format for Keras model is .h5 file. So we specify linear.h5 here. So when we run this line, our model will be saved in Keras format. Now the next step is saving the model in tflight format. So we are going to use this light object. So light.tflight converter from Keras model, and we will specify our model here. So we will create a converter object here. Then we will use converter.convert to convert this model into a tflight format. Then we will finally open linear.tflight file in a binary writing mode, and we will write this tflight model here as we seen in the file handling section. So when we run this line, you will see that the both files, linear.h5 file or linear.tflight file, will be created. So now let's run them. So these lines are also compiled successfully. So now let's check that whether these files are created or not, and these files will be saved at a location that you specified here. So I specified basic example course function here. So my files will be saved in that folder. Similarly, you can change the folder here by clicking on it. But for now I'm gonna keep it safe, and when I'm gonna open this basic example course function, you will see that I have both files, which is linear.h5 file and linear.tflight, and these files are generated at 3:24 AM, which is the same time I run that code. So we trained our model, tested it, and created a tflight file for it. Now the next step is creating an Android application for this model, and we are gonna do it inside next lecture.